Okay, so a few weeks ago we put this skirting on and we told you guys that we would keep you updated on how well it's held up, and it's held up extremely well actually. There's some of the edges of it we've had to actually take white duct tape to run it along because it started to come off, but my concern was the wind blowing it around, and we haven't had that issue at all, have we, babe?
Not at all. I will say the white duct tape is only for the foam. The white duct tape is not on the camper at all. But that reflective duct tape, like the aluminum foil duct tape, that's what's stuck to the camper, but it doesn't stick well to the foam. So white duct tape really sealed those edges down.
We do have a diesel and it plugs in, so I've got the truck plugged in right now. We're hooked into a 500-gallon propane tank, which is running our furnace. The pass-through, we started an installation project 2 weeks ago, and I actually put some foam board insulation in between the studs and the pass-through. That project has not been completed yet.
We have all the materials, we just haven't had the time, so hiatus on that.
But in the meantime, because this cold front's coming in, what I'm gonna do is actually take some bat insulation loosely. I'm gonna wrap our water filter and some of the components to the solar system in there, put it nearby.
Andy had this idea, Waggle, you've heard us talk about it before. It's really for Cali, but there's fun little things we can do with it. Like during the winter, we're gonna put this in the pass-through, Mike's good idea, and so we can actually see how cold the pass-through is getting. All right, I have a question for my warm weather friends. Do you know why we've done this with our windshield wipers? Silly question, I know, but we've been out of cold weather for years. Up until last year, we were here for a little bit in the winter. Why do you do these with your windshield wipers? Because I forgot completely about it. Let us know below if you know why you put your windshield wipers up like this. And if you do it, if you live in cold weather, do you do this with your windshield wipers, or do you have a better trick?
Okay.
Perfect.
I got one more roll. I think I'll put the little space heater here, and I'll leave it off for now because it's not super cold, but I'll put it kind of in the middle and then set the insulation close to the door and just kind of close the door.
Okay.
I will say, if you guys are wintering in your camper, one thing that makes sure is that when you close your pass-throughs, if you have traditional style locks like we do, make sure you just close that door and lock it. That'll help seal around the entire door, and it will help keep the wind from blowing through the cracks.
So you're putting the Waggle on top of the
water filter,
okay.
Yeah.
And then the batteries are on the other side, and they have their own temperature gauge? Okay. You think?
We talked previously too about our skirting project. I left this part of the skirting where I can actually lift up to get underneath of it, because all of our handles and stuff are covered by the actual skirting. So I have to crawl underneath there, and I'm gonna have my really good looking assistant here assist me while we dump the gray tanks and the black tank into the sewage system, which is behind the pole barn.
Really good looking, eh?
Really good looking. I didn't marry you for nothing, babe.
Now this would be super inconvenient if we were only using our toilet, our shower, our sinks, but we are very fortunate in our mooch docking situation that my parents have a bathroom in their pole barn that is about 10 feet behind our camper. So most of the time we're using their bathroom out there, so our tanks don't get very full very quickly. RVing is a lot about teamwork and creativity. You're going. While Mike is under the camper waiting to pull the next tank valve, I'm gonna go ahead and hook up our freshwater tank, because even though we have a heated hose, we opted not to have our water hooked up. Multiple reasons for that. One was the skirting, because it was just easier to have fully enclosed skirting instead of having a hole for the water hose. And two, again, we're not using as much water inside the camper as we normally do when we're full-time in it without access to another bathroom, because we have access to another bathroom. It's cold, y'all. Almost full. Almost full. Okay, back out in it. Oh, snowplow! That's how you know it's real, when the snowplows are out. So were you nice and warm under the camper?
It's actually pretty cozy.
All right, truck is plugged in, pass-through's insulated, heater's on, Waggle's in there for monitoring. Tanks are emptied, fresh water tank is full. Anything else?
Can we get one?
Whew, that is an ice slick right there, be careful.
Okay, so fortunately we were able to make it through those 3 or 4 days of freezing temps. We did have one issue. Our water in the bathroom did freeze. It is probably the coldest part of the camper, but other than that, everything's fine. The pipes are already thawed out. Everything's good. We are just happy that we made it through those cold temps. So I hope you guys are kicking off your new year in a great way. How are you guys celebrating your new year? Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Are you wanting to camp more this year? Steph and I are doing our KYD 55. So are you guys doing that challenge? Let us know down below. We love you guys. Stay safe. Happy New Year. And we'll see you next time.